I played a song for the alien girl for the first time. She couldn't hold back her tears. She sat at the edge of my bed, legs crossed, tail curled slightly around her side. Her silver eyes stared out the window, watching the sunset over Earth's red plains. She'd been quiet all day. I didn't blame her. Being the only alien girl on a planet of humans couldn't be easy. Her name was Elira. I had no idea how old she was in Earth years, but mentally and emotionally, she felt close to me. Maybe younger. Maybe older. Her skin shimmered like opal beneath the light, and her long silver hair seemed to ripple in an invisible wind even when the room was still. She was a refugee from the Zirel War. One of the last of her kind. Found half buried in a collapsed alien pod after the final battle. Starved, barely alive. I was the medical volunteer who kept her stable long enough for the others to identify her. I didn't mean to get close. But day after day, she came back to the music room. And listened. She never said why. "Hey," I said gently. "Want to hear something new?" She blinked slowly and looked at me, eyes reflecting orange light from the sky. A new Earth sound. I smiled. A song. One I haven't played before. She tilted her head. "Is it for me?" "Yeah," I said, pulling the old acoustic guitar from behind my chair. "I wrote it last night. After you left." Her expression shifted slightly. She didn't smile. But her breathing slowed. That meant something. I tuned the strings with a quick flick of my fingers, then sat down across from her. The sun dipped below the horizon as the first notes drifted through the room. It wasn't anything complicated. Just a soft, gentle rhythm. A minor key. A song that rose like a memory and fell like dusk. No lyrics. Just sound. Emotion. And silence between the chords. I closed my eyes as I played. Let my fingers find the shapes they'd memorized. Let my heart pour through the strings. When I finally opened my eyes again, Elira was no longer sitting stiff and straight like a guest unsure of her welcome. She was hunched forward, her hands clenched around her knees. Tears spilled silently down her cheeks. I didn't say anything. Neither did she. She let the song end and hang in the air like dust in fading light. And then, finally, she spoke. "That sound," she said, voice cracking. "I thought I would never hear anything like it again." I set the guitar down. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you sad." She shook her head. "Not sad. Not exactly. It's just, that sound feels like something lost. Like memories that died with my world." I hesitated. "Do your people have music?" She nodded. "Not like this. Not with strings. But we had harmony. Dissonance. Breath and tone and light woven together. We didn't play it, we became it. The whole air would shimmer with song." She looked at her hands. "But now, I only have silence. Until now." I swallowed. "I could play for you more. If it helps." She looked up. "You already have." That night changed something. She came back every evening. Not just to listen, but to sit close. To ask questions. Why do humans write songs about heartbreak? What does it mean when a voice breaks in the middle of a note? Why do some songs end in silence instead of sound? I didn't always have answers. But sometimes, she didn't need them. She just needed the music. One evening, she brought me something. A thin disc, smooth as glass. Alien technology. She pressed it to my temple and I saw a flicker of her memory. A chamber made of light. Dozens of her kind standing in a circle. Humming. Glowing. The air between them shimmering like water. It wasn't music. It was feeling. It was home. "Do you miss it?" I asked her afterward. "Every day," she whispered. I reached for my guitar. Then I'll do what I can to give you pieces of it back. The next song I wrote for her was softer, sadder. The one after that, stronger. Then one about longing. Then one about hope. Elira began to smile more. She still cried sometimes, but she didn't hide it anymore. Her eyes were brighter. And one night, as I played a simple lullaby, she leaned her head on my shoulder. I used to think I was the last piece of a dying world, she said softly. I paused my fingers. And now? She turned to look at me. Now, I think there may be a second beginning. I didn't fall in love with her the way people do in stories. It was quieter, like watching the stars blink into existence one by one until the night sky glowed. She never said she loved me. Not with words. But one night, she touched the strings of my guitar and closed her eyes, and I felt something pass between us. Resonance. Like her soul and mine had brushed against each other and decided, yes, this is where we belong. I played one last song that night. It had no name, no plan, just emotion. And as the notes rose, she stood and moved around the room in slow, graceful arcs, like she was dancing with something I couldn't see. I didn't speak. I just played. And she wept. But this time, the tears fell like joy, not grief.